So I'm here at Kaituna Scenic Reserve once again. I've got some items here, some dinner items to show you. These are the kind of things that I might have when I go tramping for dinners. So basically there's a bit of a spread of stuff here, and it's a blend of commercial, homemade food items. What I'll do is I'll go through section by section and just basically explain it. So my tramping meals, what I do with them is I basically pack them like a ration. So I get either a medium or a large size Ziploc bag, put the items into it with any condiments that I need, and then just put it into the bag, and then when I get to the hut I whip the bag out, and that's all the food that I have for that evening and the morning. So when I'm tramping for dinner times, I have a variety of different main meals, but I normally start off with the soup, and so there's a couple of different options that I use. I use kappa soups from Continental or Maggi. They're really easy to use, really easy to make. Just basically put them in a cup, add some water, that's it. Give them a stir. I also like these packet simmer soups as well. So I've got one there from Trident, that's a Thai noodle flavour. Those are really delicious and really fast to make because they've got rice noodles in them. Next to it is a Knorr cream and mushroom soup. That's a brand that you can find in Asian food warehouses here in New Zealand. There's a whole variety of flavours: chicken noodle, mushroom, there's Asian flavours, chicken and corn. Yeah, and I tend to rotate the soups that I'm having. At the front here, no meal is complete without some drinks. So as with my lunch items, there's drink powder there, so that's Raro tropical flavour. And when I'm having a coffee, it's always a classic Nescafe 3-in-1, just the easiest way for me to make coffee. So most of my dinner meals are made up of some kind of carb with protein to go with it. And so I've got a few items there, different items I've used in the past. So at the top we've got some mee goreng instant noodles. I tend to use the Maggi flavoured ones, I just like the flavour of them. The advantage with those mee goreng is they have little packets of fried onions and sauces in with them, so they're really nice. Another thing I'll use is couscous. These are some packets of Mediterranean style couscous I bought from a shop in Riverside. Different flavours that I use. I also use plain couscous. Couscous is the easiest thing for a tramping meal. You just add water, give it a bit of a fluff up, let it sit for 5 minutes, ready to go. One of the other things I'll use are these bags of Uncle Ben's rice. There's a variety of different flavours. They're really good. You cooked rice, you just basically heat the pack up in some water, or you can stir fry it in your pot. And just add things to it, so some canned chicken, tuna fish, some vegetables, whatever you want to do. One of the other items that I use are mashed potatoes. These are special freeze-dried mashed potatoes here, but there's also other brands that you can buy in the supermarket. Mashed potato is awesome, and again it's really easy to make. And then at the top there I've just got some instant rice, that's freeze-dried rice. You put some hot water into that pack with that, leave it for 10 minutes, ready to go. That's nice as well. So obviously if you're making yourself some something with some couscous or noodles or rice, you're going to need something to put into it, and there's a number of different things I use. Here's two of them. So that canned mackerel that I like, that's really nice because it's like a high quality fillet of mackerel fish. It's really good, mixing it in with that Mediterranean style couscous. I've tried that a few times recently and it's one of my favourites. I've got a can of spam there. Don't often take spam with me. We don't get those spam singles in New Zealand. If we did, I would use them. Other items I might add in: tuna fish, canned tuna fish, packets of tuna fish. I often take a salami with me for lunches, and so I'll cube up some salami and stick it in. Yeah, whatever protein you can find, cheese. Yep. So my main meals for dinner are a combination of freeze-dried meals and homemade meals and commercial meals, whatever I can find. And so I've got a selection of freeze-dried meals there. So we've got some Absolute Wilderness, some Backcountry and some Radix. Radix is high on protein, so that's good if you're working hard. Another good thing there are those oatmeals. There's a variety of those. They have a heating pad like a US Army MRE. Very simple to use, maybe a wee bit short on the calories. So there's three main freeze-dried outdoor meal companies in New Zealand. You've got three different brands. So you've got Backcountry Cuisine, they're the biggest. They have a whole lot of different varieties of meals. The next biggest is a company called Gourmet Outdoor. I don't have one of their packs here at the moment, but their meals are really nice. And then there's also Absolute Wilderness, which is a small business from Nelson. Absolute Wilderness, really great meals. Backcountry, you have to be selective about what you pick, what you eat. Some of them are good, like this chicken carbonara for example is really nice, but some of them are just disgusting and you just don't want to eat them, so you'll find out over time. The other company that we have here is Radix, which is like a keto protein rich freeze-dried meals. They're quite new, they've only been around for about a year and a half. I have tried some of their meals and they are actually nice, but I still actually prefer Absolute Wilderness. So I'll use a variety of pre-made meals. So there's a few items here just for an example. So I've got a MTR Indian curry that's in a retort pouch that you just basically heat up in hot water. There's a Hokkaido noodle packet there from Japan, just heat that up in some hot water and add things to it. And of course the classic mac and cheese. That's one of my staples. I'll take that for probably 1 out of every 3 meals when I go tramping. Easy to make, nutritious, fills you up. Yep, it's a great tramping meal. So one of the things I will take are pre-packaged meals, and I've got 3 examples here. So first up I've got some classic mac and cheese. Always a good thing to take tramping with you. 1 out of 3 of my meals will be that. Easy to prepare, and I'll add tuna fish or salami or even some chunks of cheese in with that. Next up is a Japanese noodle pack. So that's a Hokkaido style ramen, and so you know you can add things in there: vegetables, eggs, meat of different types. And the last thing I have there is a ready to eat MTR Indian curry. You just basically heat those up in a pot of hot water, pour them over some rice or couscous or some other carb, and then you just eat them, and those are really nice as well, easy to make. They're actually in the Indian Army ration packs. I've seen that on some of those MRI sites. this is something I've taken tramping with me a few times, golden curry. So it's basically curry cubes, and you just add some veggies with it, some meat if you want to. I saw a guy on the Milford track using them, a Japanese guy, and I've tried them since, and they're just a beautiful, beautiful curry. You know, and you just take a potato, a carrot, parboil it, add the sauce to it, put it over some rice. Really delicious. One of the items that I'll eat after dinner are any snacks that I have left over during the day. Sometimes I just don't feel like eating when I'm walking, so I get to the hut and I've got a whole lot of my daily snacks left over. In that bag there, for example, I've got a piece of jerky, I've got some peanuts and a muesli bar. So, you know, I could have that for afternoon tea, or I can have that after dinner, or I can have it before dinner for an aperitif. Yeah, get those calories in, keep yourself fueled up for the next day's action. So the last thing you're going to need obviously is water. Normally the huts will have water, or you can fetch it from a river or a lake or a stream. Need to filter or treat your water in most places. It would normally be safe to drink, but nowadays you just can't be sure, so it's better to filter it and then you know. Yeah, and so you're going to be drinking from 4 to 6 litres of water a day, depending on how hot it is. Yeah, so those are just a few of the items that I take for dinner. I take other things, but this gives you a wee bit of an idea of what I'm using. I have several other vlogs on the site that have some details of the actual items I'm taking. Have a look at those. Yeah, I hope that's helpful to you.